Hello. Absolutely nothing is out of the ordinary. But stuff still happens. So what's up? Hey, be careful about the dentist if you do crimes. Don't send selfies from the dentist. This is wild. Khan Gorgulu, amazing name, but it gets better, sent a selfie to Giovanni Spada, his partner in crime. Gorgulu was at the dentist, and he had the silly, like, dentist sunglasses on where they're, like, shining a light in your face. You know how the dentists just like to kind of, like, open your mouth up and shove their fingers in there and then ask you questions about, like, your entire life story? He was in the middle of that, and he sent a selfie. And his crime partner was probably like, wow, those are some funny glasses. I'm gonna forget about this until his crime partner got, and then the cops were able to identify him as the partner. So Khan, thinking that he was just doing a funny little goofy selfie, is now in jail. Just another reminder of how dangerous it can be to go to the dentist. Be afraid. Now, the two of them were, they were smuggling drugs, right? That's the crimes that they were doing. They were in the UK, and they were smuggling cocaine and weed, and they were doing a lot of business. It's the UK. It's hard to live there without cocaine and weed. So I am sorry that the dentists have ruined your fun. The UK. Wow, Facebook invaded your privacy. No one saw this happen before. There are a bunch of articles about this, and they almost entirely bury the lead. So I'm gonna try to not do that. Facebook was snooping on people, and they did it by duping people. They weren't breaking into your phone. They tricked you into giving you access to everything. So here's what happened. Facebook is a, like, deeply insecure dude, basically, right? Like, constantly is just trying to steal from everybody else to make themselves be the most important one in the room. But that gets increasingly hard when they get outed for doing that. And so one of their recent attempts at undermining everything and spying on the competition was to trick their users into installing a VPN on their phones that just forwarded all of their unencrypted data to Facebook. This VPN was not branded as Facebook, but it was pushed in the Facebook app, and it is owned by Facebook despite not being branded as owned by Facebook. It was a part of a project called Project Ghostbusters, which was a very thinly veiled attempt at undermining Snapchat, one of their biggest competitors, or threats. However they see it. This is part of why I hate all the recent VPN ads that are everywhere right now. VPNs do not just inherently make your data more secure. That's not what they do. They route your data through a third party. It's all it does. Now, maybe you trust that third party more than your default ISP. That's your call to make. But if that third party is Facebook, then all of your data is being routed through Facebook, and they can do whatever the hell they want with it. Yup. Here's a tip. Your data is mostly secure by default. I know that sounds wild, but like if you go to a website with HTTPS, people aren't usually able to snoop on what you're doing, not without a fairly sophisticated attack. Should you use a VPN that you trust? Sure, go for it. I do, but like, it's not required, and it doesn't inherently make your data more secure. It just gives someone else access to your data. Anyway, fuck Facebook. Stop doing that. But never fear, now we are all learned users of the internet, and our data is perfectly secure. Damn it. AT&T has reset the pins/passcodes, not passwords, to be clear, for 8 million customers, give or take. This is in response to 73 million customers having their data leaked. Gah. So apparently back in 2019, there was a hacker that was like, hey, AT&T, I have 73 million rows of data about your customers. And AT&T was like, nah, we don't believe you. Nah, you be calm with that. And they were like, no, there's no proof of that. You didn't do it. Anyway, strange. 73 million customers from AT&T have had their data breached by the hacker. Just kind of posted online, sort of just shared. Anyway, it's out there now. It includes your home address, your social security numbers, your PINs, stuff like that. A security researcher got in contact with TechCrunch and was like, hey, by the way, this stuff is like nominally encrypted, but it's very easy to just kind of suss out what's going on here. This is a problem. TechCrunch, the source of this story, then went and contacted AT&T. And AT&T was like, no, we don't know anything about that. We don't see anything about a breach in our systems. It was probably a third party. Yeah, it was probably a third party vendor, everybody. It was a third party vendor who leaked your data. It's not our fault. Never mind that AT&T is the one that you entrusted to shepherd your data and should be aware of what their third parties are doing. Anyway, they're looking into it. TM. That's all. I have a need for two things: education and speed. A 9-year-old led cops in California on a bit of a car chase because he wanted to go to school. So the child, who is a child and whose name is not out there because they're a child, I will refer to them as Jason Bourne. They were trying to get to school, and so Bourne just kind of hopped into the car and sped off. During a stop at an intersection, they apparently accelerated strangely or something, and this cop was like, what's going on there? And started to chase them down. Jason Bourne then made a couple of turns, led the cop on a small chase before ultimately pulling into a parking lot and then backing into the cop car. At this point, Jason Bourne was cornered by the one cop in the parking lot. The cop got out and saw that there was like a small child in the car by himself and was like, what the fuck is going on here? This is sad. Mr. Bourne apparently stuck his little head out the window and shouted, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to school. Oh no, he just wanted an education. Can't we have anything in this country? Anyway, it turns out that the parking lot he pulled into was one parking lot over from the school he was trying to get to. So he was so close. And they just kind of took him to school and they were like, hey, parents, don't let this happen. Signed, the cops. Lightning round. The Attorney General of Missouri is suing Media Matters after Media Matters criticized Twitter for being super racist now that Elon Musk is in charge. Okay, I'm the weather. Canada is almost out of their maple syrup reserves. That's horrifying, but there's not expected to be a shortage just yet. Just whew. We're safe. If you haven't heard or you missed my video on it, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, it doesn't exist anymore. It got hit by a big boat, and that's not what bridges are supposed to do. Or that's not what boats are supposed to do with a bridge. It's gone now. And of course, because Baltimore has a lot of black people, conservatives are like, the black people are the reason that the bridge is gone. They're saying that the mayor is a DEI hire. It's out of control. It's wild, y'all. Like, they drove CRT into the ground, now it's DEI. Just say the N-word. Have a fucking backbone if you're gonna be a racist. Thailand is possibly close to legalizing same-sex marriage. Possibly. Contrasting that, the great nation of Best Buy is crumbling to conservative pressure after their employees have made donations to queer rights groups. Conservative think tanks with stakes in the company are like, hey, how do queer rights help the company? And stop doing that specifically. Never mind the whole, having your employees feel safe at work thing. That's nothing. Since no one ever listens to my advice, New York City rolled out an AI chatbot that's supposed to help small businesses figure out small business policy stuff, and it's been suggesting illegal things. And the city is like, it's a work in progress. Just don't do the crimes that it tells you to do. Remember all that hubbub about the room temperature superconductor? And everybody was like, this is so real, and it's gonna change the world, and it's so real. And I was like, y'all, it's probably not real. Yeah, it wasn't real, and the guy who was doing that is now being charged with, like, research malpractice. Did I just say I told you so? I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think that was pretty clear. This segment of the video is targeting explicitly, like, 3 commenters who got all up in my shit about how I was wrong. Anyway, get fucked. RFK has named his running mate for his 2024 presidential campaign. It is a rich big tech lawyer that he appointed as his running mate. Reminder that it's like statistically impossible for RFK to win. So, I mean, whatever. Sam Bankman-Fried, the guy that was behind FTX and their massive implosion in the crypto space, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. And the courtroom art of that sentencing is hysterical. As of the latest patch in Stardew Valley, you can now adopt additional pets, which means you can now get multiple little goobers running around your farm. I need them. I need them now. I've got a friend who has already 100%ed Stardew Valley since 1.6 dropped. They're okay, I think. Horizon Forbidden West has been ported to PCs and also Steam Deck, so you can play it on the Steam Deck. You can go shoot robot dinosaurs in a post-apocalyptic world on the toilet now. Born just in time. Born just in time, let me tell you. And finally for today, the Groundhog's Day groundhog, Puxatawny Phil, and his partner, Phyllis, have welcomed 2 baby groundhogs. That's adorable, and I think we should just all be happy about that. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can head to shop.endeavorance.camp, and you can find the hello tee and some variants therein. I'm going to be streaming this afternoon, twitch.tv/EndeavoranceTV. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But with all of that said, my name is Endeavorance. I'll be back on Monday. Take care, and be well.